Hello, friends. We are back. We are putting some light in the dark space here at the Disc Dungeon on this shedding light on ghosts. We are across the pond in the UK looking at the fifth episode of the first season of the smash hit that spawned so many
The
big.
first series.
The first series, yes.
Yeah, that gets confusing.
Yeah. It's the first season and the first series that spawned
Yeah.
this international love that's
Yeah.
really, truly all over the place. And let me tell you, it is so fun to go back and watch these because they're great, you know.
Yeah.
Um
I'm
this
happily.
one I'm assuming is akin to the Farnsby episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we can talk about it when we get into the thick of it, but I did like this episode. It was
You
good.
did.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And there's always a good time when an episode starts off. Oh, my bitches, they never listened to me. But
I don't think they would do that here.
yeah, no. But let's hop into first glance. All right. Well, like I said, we are hopping into the episode of Ghosts season 1, episode 5, Moonstone. And I thought that was a great
Yes.
title, actually, especially with everything that's going
Yeah.
on. But
I had to read it a couple times before it was like, what?
yeah, Moonah song. I thought it was like a song, but anyway, this is Allison and Mike meet their posh neighbors and decide to host a dinner party. And Robin celebrates the lunar eclipse. Pretty self-explanatory there.
Yeah. It was a lot of. It was the same and different than our show in the U.S. And I thought that was kind of interesting how the writers kind of took a little bit of this from it to ours, and then made it more American.
Yeah. I also find it interesting that the gentleman, Geoffrey McGavin, who played Barclay, he had a very long name.
Yeah.
Barclay Beg Chetwine. Yeah.
It's not a very good name for an actor to get on the marquee.
Yeah, right. Barclay Chetwine.
No room for anybody else.
Yeah. I thought it was a very interesting way to get in it. But he's not that old. He was born in 1952. So he's about my dad's age. He's actually a year older than my dad, but he looks a lot better than my dad. So I was like, oh, okay, got to give that one for an Englishman. He did pretty well. All right, well, let's hop into the thick of it because this is a good episode to unpack. All right. All right. So as I was stating, this episode starts with the lovely couple, Mike and Allison Cooper, trying to patch up all the holes and get everything nice and sealed so that they can no longer have pigeons. And of course, the celebration comes to a halt when he pops the bottle of Prosecco and it punctures a hole right into the door, which then has this giant hole. And somehow the pigeon got in without even us seeing it. And of course, the next thing you hear is all these dogs start running in there and they're like, what is going on? And of course, we're introduced to the new character, I'm your neighbor. I live about a mile that way, or whatever.
What were their first names? Did they say it? I don't think I remember.
It is Bunny and Barclay.
Bunny and Barclay. Okay.
Yeah. Bunny was played by Sophie Thompson. Sophie Thompson, she was famous from 4 Weddings and a Funeral. It was a very popular British movie.
I remember it. I saw it. I don't remember much about it, but I saw it.
Yeah. She was in Eat, Pray, Love. She was in Gosford Park.
Okay. Good movies.
Yeah, she was in a lot of big movies. She was in the Apple TV series Silo. She did 3 episodes of that. And then Everything I Know About Love. She's been quite a bit. And this is another one of those like, hey, thank you for the makeup, because she's a lot younger. She's 10 years, exactly 10 years younger than the other gentleman, Geoffrey.
Oh, it's amazing how the makeup artists can do that where you can't even tell that it's not or that they're made up as an older version of themselves.
Yeah.
It's just amazing what the makeup people can do.
Yeah. They do such a good job in the show. So,
Mm.
um, so as they meet this new couple, well, actually just the gentleman, he's talking about some of the property lines and he's like, "Oh, we should have a dinner because I'm your neighbor. And you know the town over there? Oh yeah, the small town. Yes, that's my town. I own it." It's like, good Lord, that's definitely where all the money is lying in that neighborhood. And Bill, did you freeze? So it's amazing that he owned the town, so to speak,
Yeah.
because he's got that kind of coin. And this is something that comes up later on in the episode that kind of gets into the thick of it. But so he invites himself to dinner and it's like, "I'll bring my wife and we'll have dinner together." And like, of course, there was an ulterior motive for even that. There's always something with this guy.
Yeah.
And so as he invites himself off to dinner, we find out that his wife's an absolute raging alcoholic and she
Just
destroys
like
yeah.
just like our version.
Yeah.
I
And
was
she go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was wondering how they were gonna do if they were even gonna do the, wine or yeah, the wine,
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah, they did the wine bottle, but there was like a little bit different on this aspect
Yes.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this episode, it we incorporated a lot from it,
Mhm.
but they were twisted, not
Yeah.
in a crazy way, but just a little bit different, so you can't say it's the same episode kinda thing.
Right. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um, of course, the dogs never left the house. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, no, he pulled them,
He
2 of
pulled
them out
some
and
of
1 stayed. Yeah.
Yeah, one stayed.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
the dog stayed, so that'll come to play at the end. But,
Yeah.
there's this total chaos, like, Allison and, Mike don't really have food in the house to make a
Yeah.
nice fancy dinner for those type of people, and the ghosts are getting on Allison's nerves, so, the B plot here is that it's the eclipse, so it's the Moonah
Mhm.
stone, and, it's a big, ceremony that Robin has every so often, is
I
the
liked that part of the episode more than the dinner party part.
Really? I thought they were both
Yeah.
equally strong.
Oh, I wanna say it isn't, strong. I just like the other one a little bit more for different reasons.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. So, yeah, so then basically um, the whole thing is you've got this guy basically trying to swindle Greg, excuse me, Mike from the property. Because there's
Yeah.
a bit where the properties line up and they want all of it. So
Well, I just watched
Mhm.
it again this morning. The Farnsby, their neighbor, he
Yeah,
owns their
Walker.
driveway. He owns
Right.
their driveway. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't know if you caught that yet. So
yeah,
it was kinda a little different from ours.
yeah. Um, so basically he was trying to like swindle them out of buying it off of them
Yeah.
so that he could have the property back. And Mike agrees to everything. He shakes everybody. You put a hand out and he shakes it. He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, that's great."
Yeah. Yeah. Kinda
And
like
he
Jay.
yeah, and he agrees to like a real ridiculous amount of things. I think it was like $20,000 for this spot. And
Yeah.
and obviously don't have the money. So Allison's like, "Oh, you know what? I'll play him in poker and I'll get the ghost to help me out." And they did something similar in the US version,
Yeah.
but it was for the video game. Uh,
Yes, with Trevor's brother.
yeah, Trevor's brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they're trying to get that, but as Allison's trying to make this dinner, she's
Mm.
relying on Mary to make sure that the duck doesn't. They like
I
get the
love
captain
Mary.
to shoot. Yeah, Mary's a great. I don't hear anything but a smoke anymore. I
Yes,
thought the duck.
I always liked her, but
Mhm.
when I went back and rewatched this episode, it made me like her even more because sometimes she gets a little lost with the bigger, louder crowd of ghosts because
Right.
she's kind of soft spoken. But this gave
Yeah.
her ample opportunities to show off her acting skills, and
Yeah.
I love the way she's written and being played. She's just cute,
Yeah.
you know.
So it was a lot of fun this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then of course she figures, all right, I'll make it double or nothing, and then Mary can help me. Mary was the only one that agreed to help, and then Mary's kind of, all right. So there's a man on the card here, and he looks like he's holding a stick, but it's not quite a stick, and like she can't really explain what the
Yeah,
cards are. And I was like, she's
because
if mhm.
sometimes they forget that the ghosts are from different time periods, and they
Yeah,
don't know all of the things in our time period.
yeah. Like when she
That's
pulled
why
out the CD to get them out of
yeah.
the room, it was like, well, what won't like
Yeah.
Pat know what a CD is? Because that came out,
Mhm,
during Pat's time. But Julian,
mhm.
yeah, Julian was the one that caught
Yeah.
that.
That
Yeah.
this is where, a big difference between our Sam and their Allison.
Mhm.
Our Sam is, she's naive and sweet and wants everybody to like her, where
Right.
Allison is strong and she doesn't, you know,
Care.
yeah, and she's not wanting them to like her so bad. I think she is fully formed emotionally, um, and yeah, yeah, that's it. I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
My
no,
train
that's
of
fine.
thought thing this morning, my medication is really messing with my head
Uh-oh.
this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so basically she uses the compact disc of Friends
Mhm.
and plays it on the television and gets them all to
Yeah.
leave. And she was like, I don't
Are
care
we in the thick
what.
of it yet?
Yeah, we're in the thick of it.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
It's okay.
But
Um,
yeah,
yeah, so she uses the compact disc to put on the show Friends, and they're all into it. And
mhm,
then, of course, Thomas falls and loves the love story between Rachel and Ross, and
yeah, yeah.
he falls in love with one of them, and then Kitty's like, "Oh, I'm Phoebe," and she just all everybody just kind of falls into the whole series
Yeah,
to the
and
point
then they
at
start kinda imitating.
yeah, the
Yeah,
imitating the characters, which I thought was pretty
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
And
and the Rachel hairdo.
yeah,
What is about her? Is it her hair? Is it her hair?
it's
Because that
just
was a big I don't know if you remember, that was a huge deal back then when that show just started,
really
was,
no,
yeah, Jennifer Aniston's hair, and
wow,
all through the country, women were going into stylists, and they wanted her haircut from the show.
oh
It was a
wow,
huge deal in the entertainment part of it.
wow,
'Cause I follow that I used to follow that stuff really close with different, trade magazines and all that to keep up with some of the hirings and all that kind of stuff, like Variety,
yeah,
and,
wow.
mhm,
Yeah, so then basically she goes and puts the compact disc on, stops the Moonah song.
yeah.
They did say that the Stonehenge, I don't know if you caught this, but Robin says Stonehenge is a copy. Did
Oh,
you
I
catch
didn't
that?
get
Yeah,
that.
when Julian is trying to move the pieces to make
Mhm.
like a Stonehenge, um, they are like, "Oh, what are you making Stonehenge?" He goes, "No, oh, make original Stonehenge copy." So that was a very
Yeah.
interesting, funny little like quirk that they
Mhm.
added in there.
Yeah, I like Robin's little quirks here and there. Some of them
Mhm.
are soft under his breath kind of thing because he's just soft. He comes across as soft spoken, but not. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but
Yeah,
some
yeah,
of them don't have that. They're just one way of
mhm.
expressing themselves. But Robin, he's got a little more nuance and layers that you would think, since he's a caveman, he wouldn't have some of those things.
Yeah. But I like when all the ghosts put their, "No, we're gonna do this and that's it, and then we're not gonna help you." And then like the headless ghost is there and his hands are like out, so Kitty
Yeah.
like makes his hands folded. I thought
Yes, that was good. I
that
caught
was
that. That
very
made me laugh.
clever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very clever. But
And I like when they were, getting ready to go up to the dinner party, they start in marching in, behind one another, chanting.
yeah,
And that chanting is like in my head, like, what is that? That sounds really familiar.
mhm.
And it was to the tune of Hooked on a Feeling by,
Yep.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought,
"On a feeling,
is that
ooga chaka."
oh,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
Chuck. Yeah, that's exactly what I
Moonah
put for it.
Stone, Moonah Stone, yeah. That's
Yeah.
it was very clever. This is a very clever episode. It's probably
Mhm,
I would say it's one of my favorites of the season thus
mhm.
far,
Yeah.
uh, especially in the
Yeah.
rewatch. But, everything goes
Yeah.
awry when it comes to Allison's cooking because she
Yeah.
burns the ferret. She cremates the ferret, and
Oh, Mary
yeah,
made me laugh so hard on that.
yeah.
Just
"Oh,
talking about the
everything smells like burn." Yeah,
yeah, but I smell that like all day, every day.
yeah. It always smells burn.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Um,
episode, like I said, is where I really started loving Mary.
yeah,
She and that's why when you and I were talking on the other day about her leaving, and I was not satisfied with that. But I
yeah.
found out why she left.
Oh, why did you leave?
She is doing a TV series on Apple here in the States,
Oh,
and
wow.
she's on a couple of other shows in the UK, and she just did not have the bandwidth to do all of that and
Oh,
Ghosts.
wow.
I guess it was the lesser evil kind of thing. Maybe
Yeah, yeah.
she needs more
Which
money on these
pays
other
Mary
shows.
more, you know?
Exactly, especially on Apple TV.
Yeah, Apple TV's throwing some money because they wanna
Yeah,
be direct competitors with, like, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Paramount,
yeah.
so, I gotta make sure to cancel mine because I had 3 months of Apple TV with my new phone. I gotta make sure I remember to cancel that. I wanted to see the rest of C because I really love that show.
Mhm.
Disappointed in how it ended, but, like, the lead up to the ending was pretty cool, but that's
Yeah,
another story
yeah,
altogether.
I need to cancel that too because I honestly don't watch anything anymore on it.
Yeah,
One
because
or
they
two things.
finished Empire and a couple The Fountain or
Yeah,
something like that, and
yeah.
the only thing I'm really hooked on is which I'll watch later when the kids go to bed, is the Murder Robot, but
Oh,
those
I
episodes so
did. I
short.
watched that for like a half hour, and I just could not get into it.
It's only a half hour.
Is
That's
it
the
well
problem.
before
Yeah,
maybe yeah, maybe it was like 10, 15 minutes, and it just did not um, click with
grasp
me.
you.
Maybe I
Yeah.
should do it another rewatch and give it a
Give it
chance
another
because you
go,
never
it's worth it.
because you could be in a mood and not like something one day, and then you watch it again and you really like it. I guess
Yeah, yeah.
that's why I was
Um,
with Ghost UK. I watched it probably in a bad frame of mind
could be.
and just didn't like it and didn't want to continue. Now I'm just like I gotta get to the next episode.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so she then Allison tries to make a stew, the stew fails too. So they go back to what they found just lying in the freezer, which was a, you know, warm
Lasagna.
bacon, a thaw and serve
Yeah.
lasagna.
I've
And
had
of
that
course
by it's good at Stouffer's.
and it turns out that they loved it. So that was
Yeah,
delicious. So I gotta ask you, how do you keep it so
so
square?
good.
Oh, it's a family recipe, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So, of course, after the poker game that they play to kinda get
Mhm,
everything back, and it fails miserably, they double or
mhm,
nothing, it's 40,000. And she runs into Julian and the
mhm.
captain, and they're like, "Oh, because of you guys, I don't care what you're doing, because of you guys, I lost $40,000." $40,000? What? How? It's like, "Well, because you didn't help me with the poker game." It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, just tell them that you know about the, Fiji account, and then, it'll go
At the
away."
end of it, yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, they're walking out at the very end, and she says, "Oh yeah, we'll send you the money. Would that be your account here or in the one in Fiji?" And then Bunny goes,
Yeah.
"Fiji? What's about Fiji?" And then he stopped, like the way he stopped was like, "Oh." So I thought that was there's something obviously going on in Fiji, but we never find
Yeah,
out. That's something that's
yeah.
left.
It's where he's, not money laundering, but he's trying to avoid taxes.
Oh, is
And a
that what it
lot of
is?
lot of rich people have, in the United States, they have foreign banks where they don't have to pay the US taxes.
Oh wow.
And, yeah, if you have a lot of money, you can do that. It's not
I don't. That's why I don't know about it.
yeah,
It's but,
yeah, no feeling.
basically, he changes his mind. He goes, "What's a bit of property between friends? We'll just have the title taken care of and be
Yeah,
square away with it."
yeah.
And, so it ends up the ghost solve the issue in the end, and
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was
yeah.
a really good, foray into each of the ghosts and
Mhm.
into Mike and Allison. I thought that the what was really cool was when they were dancing in the living room and she's, like, shouting because the
Oh,
ghosts are so
yeah.
loud, but then, like,
Same
they go between
similar,
the
yeah.
scenes. Yeah, and they go between the scenes where, like, the ghosts are screaming and whatnot, and then
Mhm.
you have
They flip
Mike.
it back to yeah.
Yeah, you have the regular cat, like, the main cast, the human living cast, and they're
Mhm.
just sitting there talking, and but the ghosts are going and screaming and everything, and it's like the way they do it, they shoot with the ghost and the regular cast, and then
Yeah.
just the regular cast, and then just the ghost and Allison. I
Yeah.
just thought it was fantastic.
It was good, and I was shocked when they did a shot of where we're seeing the ghost doing their little protest or what or they're
Mhm.
chanting, and Robin was in the table, right in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that caught me off guard because I thought it was gonna be similar to ours where they're just around her, just being loud and fighting with each other.
Yeah, no,
But
this one was
I liked it. I liked the way they
yeah, it
did
was
that.
very good. It was very
Yeah.
good. All right, well, it's time to wrap it up. It's funny, like, I just spoke with on my other show, the guy who does all the really cool graphics, his name's VHS Chase, and we just did an episode together because my other co-host is on vacation. So, we were talking, and I was thinking maybe I'll do it up for the UK, and I realized, you know what? We're only gonna be doing this for a couple of months. I'm sure people don't mind. So,
Yeah.
anyway, the wrap up here is at the very end. They're talking about, "Oh, we gotta get, like, the pigeon out or whatever," and then all of a sudden, the dog runs out with the pigeon,
And you can hear the bones
and
cracking.
yeah, you hit and it's brutal, man.
Yeah. I watched that show with closed caption because of their accents. Sometimes it's hard to,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me anyhow. And in the caption, when the dog got the bird, it said bones crushing in
Ooh,
the little bubble
and
there.
the little caption, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man. So,
Yeah, that was a bad way to go, poor bird.
poor bird, yeah. But, yeah, so the dog pretty much got rid of their pigeon problem, and did
Yeah.
you notice that they kind of sealed up some of the holes in the roof?
Yeah, yes. I thought that same thing, but then I thought, was it this side that the holes were, or was it the other side of the house where
No,
the
it's the
holes
front.
were?
It's the
It was
front
the
of the
front?
holes were, yeah.
I couldn't
Yes.
remember, but yeah, I caught that immediately. I'm like, "Oh, they've already fixed it."
Yeah. So, I mean, you
I
do see some progression in the, like, rehab of the house, which I thought was interesting. That doesn't really happen in the American version, like, because the American version looks fine. It's
Mhm.
just, like, certain episodes, you see, like, some of the deterioration.
And the vines on the house that they removed, and even the roof was a little dirtier, and
Yeah.
look at it now, it's cleaner the end of our
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. So
For me, this episode, the one thing it didn't have that ours did was the emotional connection or emotional issue like Sam had with the ghost.
mm,
Um, she's more feelings on the sleeve for the most part.
yeah.
And so she was kind of, you know, she was hurt and she was hurt that she hurt them. And then it became like, okay, we love Sam again. Whereas
Yeah.
Allison like I said, she is not wanting that sentimental energy or relationship with the ghost. She wants to be friends with them, but for the most part, there's not a lot of connection there emotionally like ours are.
But then in the end, they are.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so but we'll get
But
into that when we get there,
yeah.
because there's not that many episodes. This was episode 5, Moonah Stone,
Goes so
and
fast.
then yeah, it goes quick, and then we're gonna be done actually next week with season 1. Getting Out is the season finale of the first
Mhm.
season. So we'll
Yeah,
be able to blow through this summer for
yeah.
sure.
Have you rewatched any of the other seasons of our show other than just watch the current one and then not watch it anymore?
I usually go back and watch. I got up to where we first meet Elias again,
Mhm.
and that's where I kinda stopped because I
Yeah.
was doing this and the Star Trek, and then I got really busy with
Yeah.
everything. I got a graduation next weekend,
Oh,
so
wow.
that's gonna be a lot of fun.
So I
I
was thinking that, if we run out of the ghost shows and it's still not, new shows of ours coming out,
Mhm.
we could always pick a couple from the past seasons and
Yeah, 'cause
do
we
a
never
rewatch.
talked about them. Yeah,
Exactly, yeah,
sure.
my first one was, the ruffle the kerfuffle ruffle, what is that?
Yeah,
The
the
name of that
Ruffle
episode with,
Kerfuffle, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. 'Cause I never did the first
I like
I
that.
didn't start until the 3rd season for this show, so,
Oh, okay,
yeah, it would be a lot of fun.
yeah. The one
Before we
show
go
that I'm finding. Oh,
Mhm,
go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just saying, I find myself in this season or series with Ghost UK, I seem to be watching the episode "The Star Is Dead" more than the other episodes. So that's the one
Interesting.
where Allison went into the play. For some
Yeah.
reason, I really like that episode, and I can't really put my finger on why, but I just enjoy it. That's the one I'll go to if I only have time to watch one before I go to bed, and
Yeah.
that's one. Um, in the past, it's always been about Alberta, which seems to be her episodes are tending to be some of my top ones.
Yeah, I really like that character. My favorite, um, it's Switches, but I'll never forget that just seemed so funny and it worked so well. "Ooh, Todd, no pod." Like, she just didn't care, like, she just didn't want
Yeah,
anything. That
yeah,
episode really sticks out for
yeah.
sure.
Freaky Todd. Yeah,
Yeah, there's so much with Todd. Last week we got a comment from our group, Sucked Off Worldwide, which is currently right now mourning the loss of our beloved Loretta, who unfortunately passed away this year, battling a long battle with chronic illness.
Yeah.
He's one of the first admins of the group, along with Jason, Z, and of course our friend Annie Landon. But Annie tagged us in this funny comment, and which was from Paul Hooper. If you have an exorcism in your haunted house and you don't pay the bill, does it get repossessed? Well done, Paul. Well done.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we
I love those
appreciate
little
that.
puns. Yeah.
Yes, and if you have a comment that you want to leave and for us to feature,
Please
just
do.
comment below, and we will definitely feature it. Please give us a like. It's free. It really helps the channel out a lot. It helps us episodes grow. Um, every little like goes a long way. Trust me.
Yes.
Um,
And
you know, you
subscribe.
get, yes, and be sure to subscribe. That's super important, and ring the bell so you're alerted to when we have a new episode coming out.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably, like I said, finish up the Ghosts season, the whole series probably before August, in all
Probably, yeah.
honesty. So we'll be futzing around with stuff. And it was just announced that they have started filming the Ghosts Australia. So that
Oh,
should be premiering this September as well.
I hope I
So
get to find that. I love the Australian accent.
yeah. But
Yeah,
not only that, it was dropped in the room today by Jason, who's got a connection at because the group is so large.
yeah.
He's got a connection right with Paramount, and they shot him a message, said, "Hey, we will let you guys watch the first episode of Ghost Australia before the premiere in your group. You can do a simul watch, so be sure to look out for that, Ghost fans from the group.
Wow.
Yeah, if you missed that comment, be sure to go look for it,
Yeah, I
and then we'll
definitely
all be
want.
watching the first episode together. That's
Yeah.
going to be
Oh,
super
one
fun."
one thing I wanted to say before we leave, Robin.
Mhm.
This episode for me showed he's a lot deeper than
Yes.
he's not a stereotype. He is a little bit, but he has those feelings and it goes deeper than you would initially imagine. And this one is when they did it, when he was talking about all the things coming, they have and they leave and they leave, So
Yeah, or like the
I
house
felt an emotion
comes.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, like they had the basement ghosts. Because they had like a little village of
Yeah.
different, and they all got sick and died, and then they came and they left, and then they built something else, and then that went,
Mm.
and then they built the house, and then everybody in it comes and goes. So yeah, it was very deep.
It
I also
was, yeah,
liked
it was
his singing.
melancholy kind of.
Yeah,
Mhm.
melancholy deep, but
Yeah.
it was also his singing was good. Like he was like,
Mhm.
"Moon that night," and then Pete goes, "Hey, Robin, we're trying to watch the show here." You know?
Yeah,
Uh,
I love his character too.
yeah, Pete's really good. Not
Mm.
Pete, Pat. It's so close. It's like so easy to like flip
Yeah.
them. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Be sure to also, if you're listening to us on the podcast, be sure to like and share the podcast and give us a rating on Spotify.
Yes.
It really means a lot and it helps a lot. We are on our brand new hosting service. So because our previous one has gone and all 20,000 downloads of our old one have also disappeared. So you could use the help. Everybody, please push and share,
Yes.
and
Yes,
we
please.
we appreciate everybody. So that's gonna wrap it up for me. Be sure to follow us. You can follow me on X, Instagram, and you obviously this YouTube channel on at to be seen, the number 2 BESCNE. And of course, you can follow our friend and my dear co-host, Bill B Money, at Tired Trekker on Instagram and TikTok.
On Instagram, it's Tire Trekker 1
Oh,
because somebody already had it who never posts since
oh,
like years ago,
geez.
and just plain Tire Trekker on TikTok.
All right. So, all right, that leaves it all to you, my friend. Close us
Yeah.
out.
I hope everyone here watching has a hauntingly good weekend.
All right.
Woo.